campers, Chef Johnny Popo here. Today we're going to make a fun little appetizer, lamb meatballs Greek style. We have all of our ingredients in front of us, and first we're going to start with our, we have an egg, and what I like to do is get the oil into the egg. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of that right there, and we'll whisk these two together so that it incorporates a little bit easier into the lamb meat. And then from here, I like to add the garlic and the dry spices into this wet mixture. Cumin, coriander, salt, black pepper, dried oregano, all right here. So everything gets incorporated nice and equally. And then we're gonna add that right to this beautiful ground lamb. The other thing we're going to do is use red onion in this recipe, but we're going to grate it. You don't see this very often, but it's a great technique to get the onion pulverized and the flavor of the onion spread thoroughly throughout the ground lamb meat. So basically you put a box grater, it's that easy. You have this beautiful shredded red onion, sprinkle it all over the top. And we'll mix that all in together. We have a half a cup of breadcrumbs we're going to put in there as well. And finishing touch, fresh mint. Very important this is fresh. You pick the leaves off the stems, bunch it up together in your hand, and then just slice straight across. Small little pieces. Pinching this bunch of leaves back together as you go so it stays under control. And then I twist it and go back the other way. Cut straight across those strips that you just made. And that's enough. You don't want to chop your fresh herbs too hard. You have a nice chopped up. It's going to bring some great flavor to these meatballs. We're going to mix this all together with our hands.
He did the mash. He did the meatball mash. The meatball mash, it was a pancreas smash. He did the mash. It caught on like a flash. He did the mash.
Okay guys, we're back. The meatball mixture has rested in the fridge. Now we're going to shape our meatballs and bake them off in the oven. One good trick to shape meatballs nice and evenly and quickly, use a little scoop. That way you can do this rather quickly if you want to. At least get some started. And if you want to just roll them up a little bit more after that, it's a great head start. You can also just leave them right out of the scoop. They're more of a dome, I guess, at that point. But put them on a sheet tray, cookie sheet, a little parchment paper. I think this is about a 1 or 2 ounce scoop. So that should give us about 20 or so good meatballs. Give them a little bit of spacing. And then after I put these in the oven, we'll come back and we'll make a nice simple tzatziki sauce to go along with these. It's a classic condiment made out of Greek yogurt, garlic, fresh dill, even cucumber. Okay, we got 22 beautiful meatballs, 375 degree preheated oven. Going in. "15 minutes. Set your timer. We'll be back. Okay guys, we have the meatballs in the oven. Time to make a little tzatziki sauce, a delicious condiment made of fresh Greek yogurt. We're also gonna use a cucumber and use the same technique we used on the red onion. We're gonna use the grater, and you just basically just breaking this down into smaller pieces. And then what's important is before we add this to the yogurt, I'm just gonna grab it and we'll give it a little squeeze. We don't want the sauce to be watery. So we'll add that in. And you can see how much water we can get out of that. This will keep our sauce nice and thick and delicious. We're gonna add some lemon juice. We're gonna add in our garlic, nice and garlicky. And finally, we're gonna add in some freshly chopped dill. And again, you just bunch that over together like we did the fresh mint. And chop across it finally. Mix it back together. Go back one more time on it. Get all the pieces nice and small. And I'm just gliding my knife right through it. I'm not chopping down, I'm sliding through. That's how I like to chop the herbs. Clean your knife. All goes in here. Get the extra dill. Dill is a little bit sticky, but it's delicious. So we want to get all of it in there. And then the last, let's put a little lemon zest in there. Just for a little extra flavor. But we're not adding any more liquid, so we keep that sauce nice and thick. And finally, a little salt and pepper. Whoop, there's the timer. Okay, we'll mix this thoroughly. We'll go get our meatballs and we'll be right back for presentation. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes. All right, we're gonna let these cool off. They're too hot to eat right now. We're gonna go get that tzatziki sauce finished up and we'll put together a nice presentation. And there we go. Just put the sauce in a little bowl, stick the meatballs with the little fancy fork or a toothpick or whatever you got, or eat them with your fingers or eat them with a regular fork. But they're delicious.
They're delicious.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Keep your eyes out for more videos and go Bears!